cold at the touch, dead in the eyes, no signs of life no more. I put your love under the knife. Leave me to die here all alone. No signs of life no more, no. A crying dove may never fly. It's black and white. Yeah. Black and white. Oh, 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 oh. It's black and white. No more. Black and white, just let me go. It's only right for all I know. It's only matter. It's calico. It's black and white. White, white, white. Just let me go. It's only right for all I know. It's only matter. It's calico. It's black and white. White, white, white. It's black and white. Yeah. Black and white. Oh, 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 oh. It's black and white. It's black and white.
What is up, my guys? Oh my god, it is Sunday, March 14th, 2021. What a day. What a freaking day. Oh. Guys, I just want to say thank you for being here. I'm so happy to have this show back. It's been crazy getting this show back in the works. If you didn't know, this is the Dog Squad Showcase, okay? I've been doing the show for almost 2 years. Started back in September 2019. Just trying to showcase other content creators. Basically just showing off their communities, their content, discussing topics, about personal life stuff, as well as, discussing their content in general. I'm so excited to bring this show back. This is episode 2 of 2021. Today we'll be featuring the Houston Phoenix. I've actually known Houston Phoenix for a long time. It's probably been at least 2 years itself as well. We've known each other in IRL, became friends, and then she started streaming on Twitch basically about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. While I was on Mixer, I was doing my thing on Mixer. She was still doing her thing on Twitch. And, we just became friends over it, just discussing each other's content, Tried to bring her to Mixer, which I'm glad I didn't because Mixer melted on us. But you know, it is what it is, and I'm glad she's still doing her thing on Twitch. She's an awesome person. She's an awesome streamer, and I'm just so excited to have her on the show. It means a lot to have her here and finally interviewing her and discussing her content, her community, as well as discussing real life stuff. Like I said, just discussing her career path and, you know, what she brings to the table as far as her content. So thank you guys for being here. If you're here already, thank you so much for showing support for her. I do these shows just to showcase the streamer itself. It's not about me. It's about them discussing, you know, their content and trying to get their content out there as well. And we just try to have fun with the questions. The question basis isn't really much change, you know, it hasn't changed much since the previous interviews, but we'll be just bringing some other stuff in as well that I haven't done before from the other interviews as well. But we're also going to discuss her, you know, what she wants to talk about as well. She has certain topics that she wants to discuss and present to, you know, the community or to her community out there and other viewers. So, and then of course, if anybody has any questions for her, you're more than willing, you know, to ask her questions if y'all would like to. But like I said, man, it means a lot. I'm so excited to have this show back. It should be a lot of fun. I really think so, and it's gonna be a great interview. Like I said, I'm gonna shout out Houston Phoenix in the chat. If anybody's not following her, make sure you drop her a follow. Let me see if I can spell correctly. And hopefully this thing works. I think it was giving me trouble. I'll mix it up, was giving me trouble. There it goes. All right. Hey, it's working. That's all I can ask for. All right. And without further ado, guys, we're going to bring Houston Phoenix into the chat. Scenes. Hello. She's already giggling. Are you muted?
I was trying so hard.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I was trying so hard not to start laughing. And I was just like, So I was like, okay. But I'm sorry. I don't know. My light's really bright, but
yeah, it's okay. I think it looks good. As long as I can hear you and as long as we can see you, that's all I can ask for.
I promise I'm not this glossy. So.
Awesome. Well, Houston Phoenix, if you want to introduce yourself, you know, describe your content in general, and just let us know how long you've been streaming on Twitch.
Okay. Well, hey, I'm Houston Phoenix. So I've honestly been streaming. It will be a year that I started streaming. Oh my God. This weekend actually, and
Wow.
I haven't done anything for it, so I guess I'm going to have to do something for that. So I started this time last year. I think it was March 12th, and I hit affiliate maybe May 27th. So about like a month and a half, 2 months later, and then it's been a slow progression. I play, honestly, especially in my free time, like I play a lot of games, mainly console games, mainly sticking to PlayStation 4. But I will say that when I'm streaming, everybody's known me as like the Warzone streamer because that's the main thing that I love to play. I like to also stream some Phasmophobia and some every now and then Dead by Daylight if we do like a game or a tournament or so and so. I do play Apex, we know, but I don't play it like you do. Not as much as I used to, as I like to say, but I'm definitely starting to get a lot more into Little Nightmares, even though it's frustrated me and I had to quit playing mid-game a few days ago. So, yeah, that was great.
I think we all have that one game that frustrates us to hell, so I completely understand.
The first one wasn't this bad, and now this one's like just horrible. I was like, what happened? But yeah,
that's awesome.
Crazy.
Well, I guess I was trying to tell everybody I've known you in real life for I want to say I guess it's been about 2 years, to be honest. I feel like it's
3.
3? Oh my God, the time flies. I can't believe it's been that long, to be honest.
It feels like it's been longer, but it's definitely. Yeah.
I feel like it was just yesterday to me. It's like. Oh my God, I can't believe it's been 3 years. Okay, but yeah, I mean, of course since you rode out with me while I was working, we got to discuss like all the certain topics that you love to talk about. At the time, you were studying criminal justice, and now we've moved past that to nursing.
Yeah.
What was the change? You know, that what was the I guess the catalyst that made you change your career path?
Um, that's a hard one. 1 second.
Or if it's like a multi-section thing, you can break it down if you need to for just a certain like variables that happen.
Um, well, so since I was a kid, I guess you can say, oh my God, you took the last away. But since I was younger, it was always the military that I wanted to go into.
Mhm.
And then, you know, I got as far as to, you know, I filled out forms, got background checks, did everything else, was working out, doing PT with the Marine Corps, because I was really stuck between Navy, Marine Corps.
Mhm.
But then I will say towards like my junior year of being in my criminal justice, when I started realizing how much medical was pertaining to me, I realized that there's so much more that I could do to sacrifice myself for my community and to, I guess, get hands on it to help rather than be. It's really hard because the whole thing with me going into criminal justice was, again, like I said, because of the military wants and needs. I was never going to be a cop in
Mhm.
the you know, community sector. We've talked about that. I was never going to be a cop, and so what I wanted to do was take it with me and go into the military with it. And there's a lot of things with the military that I've understood that, you know, you're not going to agree with everybody on everything, but there were some things that I couldn't get past my disagreements with,
Mhm.
you know. And I've dated, you know, military. I'm dating one right now. And then I've had friends, I've had family. I've been surrounded by military and the lifestyle for a very long time. So it's nothing um, that I was unknowns to.
Mhm.
But I will say that there was just a lot of disagreements that I was having. And I am a very free spirited person. I like to be able to work on my time and not somebody else's. I follow rules pretty well. But again, I feel like the basic liberties that I have, if they're taken away from me, it frustrates me. And some other disagreements, but you know, I'm very supportive of our military, but
Mhm.
I just realized that that's not something I wanted to do. I also realized that if I didn't go through with the military and I stuck with criminal justice, what else is there for me? I didn't want, as great as I would have done in law school, I didn't want to do law school. It would have been something that I'm doing it because I'm good at it, not because I enjoy it.
Like you're not passionate about it.
Exactly. And so it just everything just started like adding up to where, you know, I finally broke it down to, you know, I don't want to be a cop, but you know, even my mom's like, well, you're graduating. You know, I was graduating with criminal justice and a double minor in sociology and psychology. That to where I realized that I enjoyed learning more about people and the way the brain works and the way, you know, everything can impact um, people and their lifestyles, their opinions, their cultures, just everything can impact the way that this person is becoming, and how black and white law enforcement was pushing themselves to be in my curriculum at least. You know, everything I was studying was very black and white. There was no grayscale, and I believe a lot in life is grayscale. So it was hard for me because I was like, I can't do that either. And you know, medical field's always been something like I never saw myself being a nurse, but I did see myself being a forensic psychiatrist. So going into med school and becoming a psychiatrist and working with people, working with the mind, working with people who need help, that you get judged on a daily but don't understand, like they can't help it, you know.
Yeah.
I loved the differentiating or the difference in, you have two people, two anatomies, even though we're supposed to have the same anatomy, sometimes we don't. Even though we're supposed to, you know, we have the same brain waves, we really don't. Like, we don't, our brain is so, we can have two brains that look the exact same and they do not function the exact same.
Yeah.
And that was something that I really enjoyed. And I was like, oh, medical. So the one thing I didn't see myself doing, I ended up falling in love with nursing. I literally was all like, you know what? I don't have enough time. Graduated at 23. Don't have enough time to go through med school and to become a forensic psychiatrist, but I can do so much with nursing as well.
Yeah.
And so I was like, here we go. And now I'm in it, and
Well,
I'm in love.
oh yeah, for sure. I was like, even later on down the road, like once you like establish yourself in your career, you can probably still go. I know you could still go back to school, and if you wanted to, go get become a doctor and do all that stuff. But it's gonna suck. You're gonna be working your ass off. But I mean, if that's what you really wanted to do, you could still go back to it. I know you can do it.
I'm planning on going in for my DNP, so my doctor's a nurse practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
But just skipping my master's and just going straight forward to the DNP. But that's a 4-year commitment, and that's probably not going to start until I'm at least 40.
Yeah.
So I want to
You still got
enjoy
time.
my nursing.
Yeah. Sure.
So
Well, that's awesome. I mean, believe me, if you would have told me out of high school that I would have gotten my peace officer license, I would have said you're fucking lying. There's no way. Like I didn't have any kind of passion for, law enforcement or anything like that. I mean, I think going into college, I wanted to get into kinesiology and become like a sports therapist, or even maybe even consider coaching, a team or something like that. That's what I wanted to do. I still have kind of a passion for that, but there was no way you could have told me. Maybe.
Of course.
But yeah, there was no way when I was that young. Even like in my early 20s, I started working in a correctional facility at 22, and I was like, yeah, this is a fucking job. This is not really what I really wanted to do. But after spending like several years with that sheriff's office, I kind of developed relationships with everybody, being other correctional officers to the sheriff and the deputies and stuff like that. So I think they kind of pushed me in that kind of direction. So and then I kind of developed a passion for it. At a later age in my in my career, or early in my career and later in my age. So yeah, it's just funny how life works out. You really don't know. And even 10 years from now or 5 years from now, you could probably may move on to something else as well. Hopefully, you've established yourself in your career before you make that decision, but you never know.
It seems like I haven't gotten out of school. I'm literally high school, college,
Yeah.
and then graduated next semester, college, and now, yeah.
It's crazy, but now at least you're in something you are passionate about, and you're enjoying what you do. Versus like I said, I mean, what if you gotten stuck in something you worked your ass off for that degree, and then you got a job that you didn't really have a passion for? I mean, you'd probably be regretting it forever. So at least you're doing something that you want to do.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what really changed my mindset with juggling between the medical and criminal justice, because in a way they really do go hand in hand. A lot of people don't think so, but they do. But I think what really tallied it down to me, and what I love to tell people, is that I've changed so much over the years mentally. I've done a lot of personal growth. I still have my own demons that I battle. We can talk about that later. But yeah, I saw that, but I didn't say anything.
I didn't think about it either. I'm glad somebody said something.
I just saw your face.
Like, oh my god. Yo, Space Invader, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. I was just being polite.
Wow. Y'all should have said something a long time ago. I'm over here just not even thinking about it. Thank you, Space Invader.
Oh my gosh.
Oh Lord. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. So I'm used to being in such a dark atmosphere, so when it is brighter, I know it's like, oh, it looks good, but I'm like, no, I'm glossy. I don't like looking glossy. But so, anyways, no, okay, so what was ended up summarizing it down for me and for other people was, if I had to compare between both. And I've always known since I was younger, I'm, like I said, when it comes to sacrificing oneself, in terms of helping people and saving people, that since I've changed over the years, my mindset, oh, there it is. Since I've changed over the years, my mindset is very different, and I'm a very positive person when then I was a very negative person. And I've realized that if it came down to it, and I would rather be able to use my hands to save as many lives as I can than to come down to actively being between, am I taking somebody's? And we don't ever want that possibility. Now it's completely different. Obviously, family is involved, and with certain circumstances, things change. However, because things are so grayscale, it's kind of hard to argue it. So I would rather save as many as I can and work on it and work for them and use my hands for that. Um, and so I really realized like that was it. And once I made the connection between the two and I weighed both options, it made a lot more sense to me as to what I'm supposed to do and what I should do. And I was like, well, I can save people, but I'll save them this way. So
Yeah, at least like medicine, like the medical field is more preventative in people's lives versus like law enforcement. We react to things. We don't get involved unless something like someone has broken the law. When someone
exactly.
speeds, we can be preventative, sitting on the highway and making sure people are driving slow. But a lot of the times when we step in, it's because we're reacting to something. We're not preventing
And
a lot of it. It's too difficult to be out there literally everywhere and prevent all crime and people breaking the law versus like medicine. You can like catch something before somebody gets sick or
you can try to at least,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
So I understand, and and you really affect people's lives in the law enforcement perspective. You affect them, and by changing everything, like of course it's a consequence. Somebody broke the law, you have to deal with that either by going to
Hmm.
jail or a ticket or something like that. um but yeah, I can understand it's probably more positive on your mental health to help somebody in their lives versus locking somebody away and effectively changing their lives forever. So
Yeah, I mean, trying to. That's all. That's
yeah.
all that matters is you're trying. But my respect for police
Hmm.
officers. That's always going to be there. It's just that my mental state was better. If it would focus, that'd be great. My mental state was always better. Hello, with there you go. Different preventative measures, like you said. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, either way, it's gonna be tough on you mentally. There's just gonna be those moments where you try to help somebody so much, and sometimes people just don't want to help themselves. A lot of the time,
yeah.
that's what sucks. So
And that's the biggest thing is a lot of people don't want to help themselves. A lot of people want more of a handout than to do the work themselves, which is, a lot easier said than done. But
yeah.
it trickles down to that a lot. So
Well, yeah, you're still gonna at least you're enjoying it. That's all it really comes down to is you're still enjoying what you do. So hopefully it continues for a long
well, thanks.
time. So we talked about you've been streaming for almost a year or just about a year.
Hmm.
Um, this is a very difficult answer or a question to answer, so just take your time.
Okay.
But what do you think makes your content different from everybody else? It's tough, and you may not have an answer. If you don't, that's fine. Believe me, you're not the only one that doesn't have an answer for this. But in your own perspective, what makes you different from everybody else?
Every time you say something, I want to say like your full last name, like just say it. But I can't. I'm not. Hmm. I'm not. It's so hard.
It is
Like
hard.
I don't know if it
It,
necessarily makes me different because I
yeah,
feel that I can find people that are similar,
yeah.
but would I
Well, what do you
those I
think? What do you
bring
think you bring to the table in your content? Let's say
I'm
that.
very authentic.
Yeah.
I've never not been transparent with who I am. And my emotions are right on my face, but when I'm happy, we all know that. Like I love the fact that when I begin my stream, whether I'm pissed with Warzone or I'm not, but I really like that what I do bring and what I have people tell me, which I feel like I'm gonna run off of what I've been told,
Mhm.
um, is I'm very inclusive. I love to talk to people. I love that I can sit here and I can be busy in a game. I will end it if somebody does need somebody to talk to, and we can just sit there chatting. I've multiple times I've paused Um, I paused what I was doing to make sure that they understand that somebody's there for them. I also love the fact that I'm not forcefully happy. I'm a very giddy person. We all know that. I mean, we started the stream and I just started laughing. But but I like that people can come in and I make others feel welcomed, and I allow y'all to feel like, I'm gonna say y'all because I've noticed this with you too. You haven't really told me, but I know you would. But I allow y'all to be y'all's true self. There are some things that I would never allow, like any type of hate, any misogynist, any bigotry, racist, anything like that. Like those are things I don't allow off stream that I'm definitely not gonna allow in stream. However, I do like that y'all can approach me feeling very at home, feeling very welcoming. Me and you have known each other in person, but other people approach me as if they've known me for years as well, because they can just have fun, they can talk, they can laugh, they can say things they wouldn't normally say on their own stream or in other people's streams. And I like that. And I guess I like the fact that I feel that I bring a very community, home-based, homebodied type of stream to where we can all get mad together, we can all laugh together. You know, I've noticed that when I do rage out, I do have a good, I do have y'all sitting there and helping me be like, you're good, calm down, throw your controller if you have to, just laugh it off, do this, that, and the other. But I like that it feels very real. It feels very authentic. Like I said, I bring myself and I'm very authentic with myself, that I feel that other people are able to do that as well. And I will say that I feel like that sticks out in my stream a lot. I have been to others that it kind of scares me sometimes, where that line is going to falter a little bit, where people, there is a such thing as too much comfortability when it comes to being disrespectful. However, I do, like I said, set that boundary, set that line that, you can be yourself, you can do this, that, and the other, but the minute it becomes disrespectful, I will correct you on it. I'm not going to wait for mods to correct you. I will correct you the minute I see it, just like, don't do that, or don't say that.
Yeah.
So far, everything's been good. People have been really nice about it. But other than that, I mean, it's normally, I would love to know how you feel when you come into my stream. But from what I get off of what you feel like, it is a lot. Like I said, it is a lot of laughs, because the stuff that comes out of my mouth, I don't think twice on it. And I'll sit there and contemplate, because if I do, I get tongue tied. And so I'm just like, I'll say how I feel, say how I think, and then we all just react off each other. So I like it. But
yeah, I always enjoy myself when I'm just hanging out with you. I try to joke around most of the time, and like I said, just make you laugh or make somebody else in the chat laugh and just have a good time. I'm just there just to relax. And most of the time I'm probably doing something else. If I'm sitting at my computer watching streams, I'm either playing FIFA or working on something else. Like, it's just, I have something going on in the background. Then if I get a break in between something, I'll chat it up and try to enjoy it. But yeah, I always have positive experience while I'm in your stream. You always try to take the time to say hi to somebody if somebody comes in your chat, and always make people feel welcome, and like you said, everything you do, you just stop what you do half the time, and make sure everybody's having a good time, not just yourself. It's about the community and stuff. So that's what it's about. For sure.
That answered your question.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, there's no perfect answer for it. It's just whatever you feel. It's about what you think you bring to your channel and your content. So it's a really tough question. Like, even myself, I struggle to answer it myself. The only thing I can say I do differently, or what I try to do differently, is probably this show, because we all play games, we all do other stuff, but I felt like this is something different from everybody else. Even on Mixer, I felt like not too many people wanted to bring another streamer onto their channel and talk about their content versus their own. So I feel like that doesn't happen very often, and that's the stuff that I enjoy. I just enjoy talking to people in general. I did it all the time at my work, and it's just really cool to hear other people's stories versus just talking about myself. I don't know. It's just the way I am, for sure.
For sure.
Well, I guess we kind of maybe skipped this over, but how did you get into live streaming? What made you want to start streaming itself?
So, about a year or two before I met you. So, just so you remember, it was January 2018, because that's when I started my internship thing. But yeah, 3 years. It's been 3 years. So I've I've always I've played video games since I was about 3 or 4. I remember I started with Sega, started with PlayStation 1. So I've always been playing games. I've always enjoyed games. And then I took my PS4 when I moved and took it with me to San Antonio. And for the 3.5 years I was living there, I my roommate at the time, who was my best friend at the time, but my roommate, she would watch me and she'd constantly be like, you need to do this. Like, people stream, like, people watch other people play video games. I'm like, excuse my language, who the hell does that? I was like, who watches other people just stare at the game? And she's like, no, seriously, like, you would love it. And I'm like, I don't know. That was back in like 2016, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And finally it got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm doing it. And it's like yeah, no one does that. No one does that at all. I didn't realize how popular it was. Like, her thing was that she used to watch PewDiePie and a few other people, and I was like, and so I'd watch him and I'm like, I don't get it. And then after a while I was like, okay, I get it. Like, you know. Um I finally just kicked myself and was like, you need to start. And I did it and haven't looked back from it.
Imagine if you had started way back then.
Exactly, and I think about that all the time. I was like, you know what? I should have started when Twitch started. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. But I'm okay with my little self right now. Probably
Yeah.
would say it a lot of time, but you know.
Yeah. We all kind of come into live streaming differently. Like, mine was just like, I was like obsessed with Dead by Daylight at the time, and I came across a YouTuber and then realized he streamed on Twitch after he talked about it after one of his videos. I was like I wanted to see this content in real life versus just like, commenting something on his video. I would have to wait a day or two before I got a response, if that. And just the fact that I could go into his chat and ask him a question immediately about the game, he would immediately respond. And like, it was just that interaction between me and him. And then I started branching out to other games that I played, like PUBG and Overwatch, and I would ask them questions. And that's why I wanted that instant interaction versus, something that I may or may not get later on in YouTube videos. That's why I really got into live streaming.
Yeah.
And I just enjoyed the community aspect that, the other people had. They had built so many like awesome communities. People were, joking around, having a good time, and the streamer, was doing stuff with their community. So I just fell in love with that kind of aspect for sure.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of it's nice.
For sure.
It's nice.
What made you want to go with Twitch versus anything else? I guess back then there was other like Mixer was another platform, or YouTube or Facebook. I mean, what makes you want to go with Twitch?
So I came to Twitch because I knew that this was the platform, universally known. I didn't know about Mixer until I was already starting in Twitch, and I was like, I remember going over to it just to watch you, because the only reason I got a Mixer profile was to watch you, and I was like, I don't get it. Get how Mixer works. But I think I just got very girlish, I guess you can say, without trying to put labels on it. But I got very girlish because I was like, oh my god, I can make my own panels for Twitch. I can do all this other stuff. So I think that caught me a lot, was how much time I was putting and investing to creating my page. It reminded me a lot of MySpace.
Oh, yeah.
Like, your page is your page because it has all the aesthetics. And so that honestly caught me, and I stuck with it. And I was like, I'm not going to switch over because I just spent all this time creating this label and this and this and this. And I was like, I can't. So I stayed with it. But then I won't, as I talk about this with my friends who do Facebook gaming, with other people who've asked me, why don't you do Facebook gaming? It'd be easier. I'm like, one, I play a very highly saturated game, so no, it won't be easier. I play a highly saturated game on Twitch, so it definitely isn't going to be easier. And two, I have a very, without going into too many details, hopefully you can read between the lines with this one. there's a specific person from when I was younger that I've always tried to avoid running into contact with again, knowing that one day I'm possibly going to be seen by this person terrifies me. However, that's the biggest reason I wasn't on Facebook gaming, is because everybody is on Facebook. And
Yeah.
I feel that just heightens my chances of it happening at an early rate when I'm not ready for it yet.
Mhm.
Because I know that, of course, like, you know, when I first started off, I didn't want to go big with Twitch. I didn't want to go, you know, to the aspect of ever being verified or anything else. But I love it so much now that even though I am small, it has been only a year, but even though I am small, I honestly would love to be thrown out there and be, you know, known, especially for my talent that I have in Warzone and stuff. Um, but I feel like with Twitch, it's I feel just a little more secure here than I think I would in any other platform, if that kind of makes sense. Besides the DCMA rules that I want to point at them with, besides all that, you know, everything else is I just feel a lot more secure here,
Yeah.
safety wise.
That's good. Yeah. I mean, you know, I had the same issues with Facebook itself. Like, it was particular people I didn't really want to run into either. I mean, I even have friends that, like I said, I have friends on Facebook that stream and do that stuff, and people from back home. I'm like, I don't really want to.
It gets bad when you have to go through every platform. Like I did it on my TikTok, I did it on my Twitter, I did it on my Instagram, and you have to specifically find if that person, well, for me, if that one person has an account and automatically block them before it gets to the
Yeah.
point to where it can run across, kind of thing. That's why I'm on Twitch, not the others. So
Yeah, it sucks having to avoid that particular person. I know about it for sure. I know for sure it'll happen for me one day as well. Just happen to come across them and they may find it.
yeah,
It's horrible. Very horrible. Sorry, you and other people have to deal with that. Sucks. It's not a good situation.
it's bad, and it's bad that, yeah, the control it seems to have on you when you don't realize it does. But yep.
So hopefully it never happens. I pray that it doesn't happen for anybody.
I prayed, but I just pray that I'm strong enough to deal with it when it does, because
Yeah,
in reality, it's going to. And
absolutely. Um, Another very difficult question, but I like asking this as well. How life changing has it been since you've started streaming or creating content?
life changing in what aspect?
It just personal, a personal aspect. Maybe just the way it affects your personal life,
Um,
or maybe it doesn't affect your personal life. If it doesn't,
Not really.
okay,
No.
well that's good
Yeah. No. I didn't. I.
because you juggle a lot of things in your life. You have a relationship, you have school,
Yeah.
and then you
There you
have
go.
streaming and other stuff.
So juggling a relationship, whether we live with each other or not, juggling a relationship and trying to do school full time and trying to do this and still trying to make sure I can have time for my family who lives back home. Yes, so there. If you add into that, that's definitely a really, really hard thing to do. You wouldn't. He's he's supportive. Don't get me wrong, he is, but his understanding of what everything that's going on is different. So, you know, I know that there's a lot of time and effort that I have to put into this. Not that I have to, but that I want to put into it. And especially with where I'm wanting to go, which I'm going to leave that for a question whenever it's asked. But especially with where I'm wanting to go with it, it's going to take a lot of time on top of studying. And I made an effort to know that sorry.
You're fine.
It distracted me for a second. I stared at him with such a small attention span. I'm sorry. And so, but I I made a conscious, effort to make sure that if I come home from school and I want to stream, like I let him know, like, is there anything that you want to do? Do you want to hang out? Do you want to do this and the other? I'm gonna stream. Is that gonna be okay with you? Knowing that he will never tell me no, you can't do that, but it's more of a respect kind of thing as to I've got to be able to juggle my time wisely. I can't sit here and 100% do this with school because then it leaves out that time that I could give towards that. And same thing with my family, you know. When I was home, I made it to where I would stream late at night so that I can spend all day with them. So I mean, I could say that
Yeah.
streaming has not that streaming has affected my life, but that I make sure that I can put what's going on in my life to affect my streaming. So
So life
that
first.
schedule,
Life
life
first.
versus
Yeah,
yes,
before streaming.
yeah, it kind of has to be, especially right now.
Yeah.
So, but
Hopefully later on down the road, like I see, you'll have more time to yourself and
mhm.
you know, put I don't know, maybe put a little bit a bigger slice of the pie into streaming like you want to, but
Oh, I want, yeah.
at least you have priorities. You know what you need to do first. You need to put
Mhm.
your relationship and your school ahead before streaming, and you do it for
Yeah,
fun. It's not like it's not a it's not sucking other things from your life away. You know what you need to do basically.
yeah, and even then, it's like it is a lot of it's a lot of effort to put time into anything in your life, I guess. Because everything can affect, it's like a domino effect. Everything can be trickled down to something. And so I do take my streaming seriously. I do a lot more behind the scenes than I do on my actual stream. So I stream for, anywhere from 3 to 6 hours each time that I stream. I stream for very long times. It doesn't bother me. I don't really know where the time's going half the time. But I a lot of things that I'm doing behind the scenes, which again will be brought up in a few questions, um, takes up a lot more of my time. So even though I'm not in camera, I'm doing so much more, which again does affect everything else too.
Yeah,
So yeah.
awesome. At least you have it down. Like a lot of people struggle to find that balance and understand that stuff. So
Well,
seems
you
like
gotta
you.
fake it till you make it, love. You gotta fake it till you make it. Everything. So,
Yo, guys, I do want to say thank you everybody for the host. I know I didn't call everybody out, but thank y'all for being here and thank y'all for supporting Houston Phoenix. I appreciate you. Fake it till you make it. Hashtag fake it till
till you make it. Yeah.
you. And yeah, like in the middle of answering your question, I realized your camera was like totally covering up your URL for your channel. I was like,
Well,
I just saw
like
Houston.
I
I'm
said,
like, that's not
I'm
her
not even gonna
Houston
say
P.
anything.
Yeah, I'm out here struggling today. I've never done this show before. Obviously, I don't know what I'm doing. God bless.
Oh my gosh.
But I do appreciate everybody being here. And if anybody's not following Houston Phoenix, make sure you drop a follow. She would really appreciate it. I would appreciate it. Show her some love if you can. She is a vampire streamer. Most of the time, she streams late at night. So if you have nothing else
And
going
in
on,
darker settings. So
in darker settings, the light is never on.
the lights never on.
That's
Don't
awesome.
make it.
We could talk about something else. You kind of touched on this a little earlier about your early gaming life, but what were the games that you loved when you were growing up?
Lord. Okay,
The
so
list.
if we start, it is. So if we have time for this, I can go.
Yes.
So I will say, yeah, and if I talk too much, let me know because I'll just ramble. But so Sega, we're gonna start with Sega Genesis. Funny because I would play. I don't know. Have you ever played with the Sega Genesis?
Yeah, I remember as a kid. I never owned one, but I remember my cousins having one.
Okay, so I gotta let's start
my
with this. I
green,
started
my green cup.
into gaming not because of my mom, but I literally started in gaming because of my grandma and my grandpa. They are young. My grandma's only what is this? My grandma's only 60. So she just turned 60 last year. She turned 61 this year. My grandma's young, and so is my grandpa. So they started off with games in their house. Like, obviously the Game Boy Color, and they had the Sega Genesis, and apparently the Atari was in like the attic or whatever because it stopped working or something. I don't remember. But I never got a chance to play with it. Well, so when I did start with the Sega Genesis though, I started with it was a little X-Men game, and I can physically remember it. I remember being able to pick your player and you still run through the courses, but I remember that. And that's as far as I can remember. I remember, oh my god, I feel so bad that I don't remember his name because I'm gonna sound like a noob. But X-Men, for those who know, he was, oh, what is his name? What is his name? What is his name? He was always like he was the Catholic one, but he was all blue.
Oh, Nightcrawler.
And yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I always chose him because he was my favorite. I was like, he can go through doors. Him, and then I played the Pac-Man Adventures, which was honestly really cool to see Pac-Man, not just like the normal but like actually on an adventure. Pac-Man Adventures. I played the Mortal Kombat. I played the what do you call it? The Street Fighter. I was Chun-Li because she was just so cute. And then I think those are the ones that I started with. And then I went to PS1, obviously with Frogger and everything else. But the reason I got so addicted to gaming was because my grandparents both loved the Metal Gear Solid franchise. My grandpa, however, was obsessed with it, as in he had the figurines. He had a Sniper Wolf figurine, which I thought she was just like the coolest, like she was the coolest cat out there, pretty much. Like, so he had that, and then he had like the Snake, all different versions of him, and then he also had a game card that was the Snake game card. My grandma, however, was obsessed with Tomb Raider, so she had a Tomb Raider game card, and so I got into Tomb Raider because of her. I got into Metal Gear because of both of them. I'm still to this day obsessed with Metal Gear franchise. Like, I've looked at different Metal Gear websites, like the fan fiction stuff. It was bad.
I feel like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stop you there.
No, you're good. Go
I'm
ahead.
really surprised they haven't turned that into a movie, because I think that would make a really good movie. I mean, if they made it properly, because they've made movies out of Final Fantasy, they made Tomb Raider movies. Yeah, like, I don't understand. Like, Metal Gear would be a solid movie franchise. And
I think it. No, I agree. Go ahead.
I was like, I think it would be a really good franchise, like especially for Sony and is it Konami that owns it?
Konami, but they separated. So once they separated after the fourth game, which was like Metal Gear 4, after the fourth one, don't let me nerd off on y'all or anything.
It's okay.
But after they separated, though, it's like it's been a huge debate. Like, they're still debating, and this has been years since they separated with one another, that
solid movie,
whether it's gonna go forward into a movie or if it's gonna go into a series, or if they're even gonna allow that to happen, because one owns the rights, the other one was just a contributor. And so I would love it to see it on screen, but if David Hayter is not the person who's playing him, it's not going to sound right. And then, if have you played all the games?
Not all of them. No, I remember playing 1 and 2, and that's all I remember.
Okay, so Space Invader said that was their favorite game series. Okay, so he's definitely going to know what I'm talking about. The games itself are so long that I don't know if they can fit that into one movie or if it should be a series. And I'm scared they're going to ruin it. Like, they've ruined so many things that they've taken from even anime, made it like a normal movie. I'm like, don't do that. Or a video game. I'm like, don't do that. Leave it alone. Stop it. So, I don't know.
It's tough. I mean, it's even tough to make, video games into movies. I mean, there's so much stuff that you want to avoid. There's like filler stuff that you don't even want to put in the movie that people you feel like wouldn't really enjoy. But like the real passionate fans, I understand that filler stuff is important to the storyline. They're gonna skip over, I guess characters, arcs and stuff like that. So I mean, it'll be tough. It would be tough. Maybe it would probably be better as a series because you'd have more time versus a movie. You'd have to cram all that stuff. Even if you like made it a trilogy out of the first game, I guess maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't. They'll do a whole freaking Game of Thrones series. Like, it's just gonna be that long. And then maybe
even in Game of Thrones, they skipped a ton of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in the books that they didn't even cover at all. Like, what's her name? The mother in the first clan, or
oh my god.
The one that got killed in the Red Wedding.
No.
I was gonna say
What is her name?
Katniss. Oh my god.
I know. I'm over here saying Arya, and I'm like, no, that was the daughter. Stop.
Yeah. Anyway, she was supposed to come back to life in the books. She was resurrected, and she was supposed to come back she was gonna be a different character, but she was supposed to be brought back in the series, and they never did that. And there was just a ton of stuff that they couldn't bring into the series, otherwise they would have extended it probably twofold, but Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. It's kind of tough to make movies, but like I said, I would like to see it in real life too. Like bring it back for all those people that played the games back then, especially right now. Like it seems to
I
be the
loved it.
thing, you
Yeah.
know, for everybody. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just probably best to leave it alone, and not even bother with it.
I know. It's probably be best. I'm just wanting them to get together one time and come to a good
Mm.
agreement because it would help them with money as well
Mm.
to allow them to do a full collection like they did for PS3, but a full collection now for future consoles and for PS5 and for PS4 and just leave it at that. They don't have to make any more.
Mm-hmm.
Because what more can you put this man through? But
Yeah.
just leave it at that and just let it go. Because I
Exactly.
want a collection that I can play every single game on my console when
That'd
it
be
gets back.
nice. Yeah. Like
But
you started the Final Fantasy VII one, and are we waiting on part two or another part to be released for that?
I think they are definitely working on a part two. I think COVID screwed up a lot,
Yeah.
but I will play it considering I didn't play the first Final Fantasy. I only played the remakes, and so I remember even you would comment on the stream and you'd be like, "There's so much that they're missing," and like
Mm-hmm.
people would say that, and I'm just like, I like it for what they gave me. Uh, it's crazy.
Space Invader bought a PS3 just to play Metal Gear Solid 4. That's crazy.
That's insane. Yeah, I've. Oh my gosh,
That's commitment, Space Invader.
that's commitment. Yeah, they're doing another remastered of it, bringing it to PS5 and adding a chapter to it.
Hmm. That's what I
For
thought. I was talking
the
to some people. I was like, they're supposed to be continuing to add on to Final Fantasy. They didn't release the full game, but yeah.
hmm,
But yeah, when I was watching you, it looked like a lot of fun to me. I would have to like get myself a freaking PlayStation to play it. But yeah, I remember playing that game with my stepbrother back in the day, so I kind of brought up a lot of memories of those
yeah,
sitting in the room, like crammed in a small room on a small TV. I was sitting on the floor with our little PlayStation, just playing that
I
game. A lot of fun.
I could imagine. Like, yeah, I could definitely imagine. That's why I like watching Juicy when he would play like Spyro and stuff because I'm
Hmm.
like I loved Spyro, but
Exactly.
that's how I feel. So
Hmm.
I get it. I get it 100%.
Alright, I like asking this one. What does your family or friends outside of streaming think about the idea of you streaming?
It depends if they are gamers or if they're not. And
No,
that is
let's start with the non-gamers. What do they think?
non-gamers think that they think it's just gaming. They think it's childish and
Basically,
something to grow
when
out
you
of.
the first idea of streaming came to you, you were like, "What is this? Why do people do this?"
Well, not more of like why would somebody want to watch you? Yeah, so that's kind of like, I get that
Hmm.
too. Um and I'm kind of always just like, you know what, just come in and hang out and just talk to me and you'll see. I was like, just come in one time.
Hmm.
And I've actually had some of my friends like that don't they don't play games, they don't do anything else, but they come in and they just like hang out with me. So I'm like, I like that. Like I pulled you in, I roped you in just a little
Hmm.
bit. Um, my parents, my brother, he's big into gaming. He's 13, so he's trying to do the whole Twitch thing as well. His link's on my profile if you want to go support him. But
You can shout
but
him
he
out. I think you can put his link in the chat if you got it. I know I've hung out with him a few times. Every time I go in there, I think he's playing Rocket League. I don't remember.
he got really big into Rocket League. I'm like, that is one game that I don't understand. I'm like, I don't get it.
I
It's like
understand it. I just
FIFA with
suck at
cars. Yeah, see, okay.
it.
And so, but like my parents, it's kind of one of those things. It's like they they don't get it, but I don't expect them to. Neither one of them grew up really playing video games or really getting into it. My mom knew that I was always into video games.
While
Um,
drinking.
Rocket League is great. Yeah, I bet.
There it
I
is.
think better. So, but it's like they never grew up into big into the video games at all. When I would play video games when I was younger, my mom's kind of like, "Okay, do you want to do anything else?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's go outside. Let's do this and the other." But I would come inside and I would wake up early before going to school, and I would make sure I brushed my teeth really quickly, and I started playing as much of my games as I could before I had to go to school. Like I have always just loved it. My
Hmm.
mom's just like, I don't understand. And so when I started this, they thought it was, kind of childish. I will honestly say that I put off telling them about it for a good month or two until I was having to go back home for the summer. But then they started really understanding. It was a lot easier for them to understand once they saw my brother really getting into it, for them to be like, okay, I get it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it, but I get why it would
I'm okay with
mean
you
a
doing
little
it.
to you.
As
Yeah,
long as you're being safe and that's it.
exactly. And I'm just kind of like, it's not, I was like, it's fun for me though. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy streaming. I enjoy playing video games. I'm like, if this is my way to relax from, you have to take days to de-stress. And if this is my way of de-stressing, let this be my way of distressing. I feel that people who do look down on it, it's like, don't do that, because you have your ways of coping with things. Other people have other ways of coping with it. Neither is right or wrong, as long as you're not hurting anybody, then, you know. So it's always a 50-50. It's, people who like it, people who don't like it. I can kind of tell by the vibe as to what I should say or not. And I kind of hate that. I hate that I can't, just be like, oh, I do this, because it kind of shuts me out from who I am.
Yeah.
And that's who I am. I love to do it. So, yeah.
Believe me, yeah. Especially when I first started out, I was like, I really wanted to get my real life friends and family to see if they would, like, people that I knew that enjoyed games. I'd reach out to them and like message them like, hey, I'm streaming. Do you mind coming and checking me out? And then there was like not hardly any responses. Like oh, I don't really do that. And
Yeah.
I'm like then I have to create an account. I'm like, it's not even that hard. But I was like, that's fine. At one point, I just gave up. I'm like, I'm not gonna go out of my way just to get you to come into my channel. If you do,
Yeah.
if you do ever decide to, I will help you. I will make the account for you if you want me to. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to like stress about it. So it's just one of those things.
Yeah. No, I get that 100%. And it's like my family, we're really close.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really close to my mom. She's like my other rib, pretty much. And as supportive as they are, it's hard for some people to just understand, because it's like everything. If you're not really into it, you don't really understand.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of where they're at with it. But they've stopped with their little comments after last summer, and now they're just kind of like, oh, so how's this going? My dad, not really, but mainly my mom. My
Yeah.
dad's just kind of like, eh. He's a guy, no offense, but he's just a guy. He's like, whatever. You tell me about it if you want to talk about it. So.
Or at least your mom's checking in. She understands that you have a passion for it, and she kind of supports you from a distance, or I guess from the shadows. I guess.
Yeah.
Does she have an account, or she had?
No, she doesn't. But
Okay.
she also doesn't. She's not a social media person,
Okay.
so she's rarely even on Facebook. Like the only time she touches her phone is if I text her, if somebody calls her, or if she's playing like a little game on her phone just to like pass time. But other than that, she's never really touching her phone. So
she loves to drink. I've seen like your Snapchats of her. When y'all go out.
No, my mom likes.
Yeah, your mom.
She actually doesn't.
What? You make it seem like she loves like going out and
because
drinking.
I'm making her drink by myself. So, I'm like, look, I'll drink by myself, but it'd be more cool if you did it with me. No, she's no, I promise she's a drinker. So me and my dad go tit for tat just because it's funny, and because my mom's like, really? But my mom does have an occasional drink when we go out. Either that or like we'll do like a bottle of wine at the house. But she's not a drinker per se.
So you make it seem like she does.
Just because
you don't want to drink for yourself. Yeah, I understand.
My mom. I'm like, you barely ever say mate. Drink goes right.
That's funny.
That sounds so bad. Oh my... Yeah, no, it's definitely my dad. But...
That's all right. Well, you do have friends that do come into your chat though. Like, you've had some like IRL friends come in and hang out with you. I know Asia, she's always playing with you.
She's always playing with me, yeah.
Yeah. And you've had, I guess, a handful of others that come in and just hang out with you, or like, okay, that's awesome. It's always cool to have like those few that you want to, that love to come in and hang out with you and just vibe with you and even play games with you. So that's really cool.
That's so good.
So.
And then Asia just wants to play Warzone all the time. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm always playing it. Mine as well. She's like, yay.
Awesome. Let me see. I guess I can ask this one. Well, now you currently live in Pennsylvania.
Mhm.
What do you think is the best thing about living in Pennsylvania?
Snowboarding.
Snowboarding. Absolute best thing about Pennsylvania.
Yes,
It's
that's
an
it.
expensive hobby.
And then, yeah. And once March 31st comes, it's no longer going to be the best thing about this place. And I'm no longer going to have a favorite thing about this one.
Maybe you can actually catch a sale like once March comes around, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Because
It's expensive.
I bought these boots. I bought snowboarding boots. I was so excited and I was telling everybody about it. And we just came back yesterday, which I'm very sore, but we just came back yesterday. I put them on and I had my pants on and everything else. I was so excited. They were too small.
Oh my God.
And so before reselling them, I'm going to go to a place. I'm going to go to a ski store and be all like, can these be heat molded? Is there any way that I can, let it form to my foot to where it fits? Or maybe the sole's too tight,
Yeah.
something, because I'm going to be so mad if I wasted my time buying or money getting those and they don't fit. But besides that, it's very mountainous. It's pretty, and you get all 4 seasons here. That is one thing that I will say is very positive. Is you get all 4 seasons, unlike Texas, where we only get 2. And
Or we'll get all 4 seasons in one day for some reason.
Or we get that. Yes, half the state gets one, half the state. It's snowing in Dallas. It's not in Houston. It's like desert on one side, and it's bad. But yeah, 4 seasons. That's probably the best thing about being up here, besides snowboarding.
What do you think is the worst thing about Pennsylvania?
There's nothing to do. I am a city girl, and there is absolutely nothing to do where I'm at.
That sucks. Yeah, you were like, I won't say you were raised in Houston, so basically there's everything in Houston.
Everything you could think of, all the food, all the cultures, everything you could think of is in Houston. I love.
That's the one thing I like about Houston. I hate everything else, but like you said, there's like a melting pot of like a whole bunch of different stuff in that city. There's always something to do in Houston. Sure.
We're a melting pot, not a mixing pot, which is what makes me happy. But what'd you say? What was the other thing? What do you hate about Houston besides the traffic?
Everything, the traffic. The way people drive in general, and just in Houston, are just crazy.
We drive like we got somewhere to be. Everybody's got somewhere to be. If you're driving too slow, you shouldn't be on the freeway. Very simple. Take the feeder. Yeah, I know. That is one thing that does irritate me, though.
And hurricanes, I don't want to have to deal with hurricanes. It's always flooding in Houston.
Yeah, you're 3.5 hours out from the shore, so
yeah,
you get used to it. Like, we have hurricane parties. I think we were swimming in the one that happened in the summer. What was it? Laura, one of those. Laura. My mom's name is Laura, which was made even better. So we were swimming in Hurricane Laura. Like, all it did was rain really hard.
I'm just worried about the other stuff that comes with it.
We're crazy. We're a different breed. So, oh my gosh.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad. Well, I guess Pennsylvania kind of sucks, but like other than snowboarding, that's something we will not get in Texas unless it happens like once a decade when it was snowing here, like 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I wish we had all 4 seasons as well. Sometimes our weather is just incredible. Sometimes it's just you never know where we're gonna get every day.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's hot, but you never know.
Life is just a box of chocolates, I'm telling you. It's like a box of chocolates.
These two kind of go hand in hand, but I'd like to hear your take on this. Have you ever thought about giving up streaming? Was there ever any doubts? Okay.
Yes. Can we say when?
What did you do to get over it? Or I guess are you over it right now? Do you think you still have doubts about streaming?
No, I'm over it. I think the doubts hit more when I couldn't. I guess everybody kind of hypes you up when you first start. or gives you reasons on why you should start. And then when those reasons don't add up to being your expectations when you first start, it gets really hard. I came into streaming without making a brand, without having a huge social media following. I mean, I have enough, but I keep it to where it is enough. On Facebook and, on Instagram. I never did anything to be on the spotlight on Instagram, like make it public and then do it to get more followers. I never did any of that. So I never had like the huge want to have a huge social media following. So when I started off with Twitch, I was coming brand new. I hit, I was coming brand new and I was playing one of the most watched games ever, and it still is. And I came in playing Warzone, and in order to not worry so much on the viewers, on the follows and everything else, when I first started off, we would play to have fun. We wouldn't play to compete, which is really weird because I'm a very competitive by nature person.
Mm-hmm.
Very competitive. And this is a side note, it's actually kind of hard being in a relationship with two very competitive people. So, yeah, if you ever hear us playing together, we get very mad. But besides that, so in order for me to just play and relax kind of thing, I remember we would do, obviously, I had that, I didn't think a lot of people would choose the channel points where I have shot time. But people did.
Mm-hmm.
And some people started abusing it, so I had to minimize it to 3 per stream. But we would just play and have fun and just, try to get my mind off of what's going on the screen. And it was easier then when I started doing it a lot, because I started, like I said, March 12th, but I didn't start with like a webcam and stuff until April. And then that's when I started like making it a little more every week, and school was ending and all that other stuff for that semester. It was my first semester in nursing school, so it started getting a little easier. Summer came around. I was streaming solely from console to monitor, PS4 camera, and then I had my laptop right next to me to kind of figure out what was going on with my stream.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a lot easier because kind of like how the setup is now, you really don't see when people come in kind of thing. But I would get, because it was through console only and it wasn't the Elgato or whatever else, it was straight from console to TV. It would tell me how many viewers I have when people come in, when people comment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So in order for me to kind of ignore it, I would just have to like, I guess fluster myself or get myself busy with what I'm playing and not really worry about the streaming. So I started getting a little bit of doubts with that. The very beginning, I feel like the very beginning is when people have the most doubts. I got it again sometime. I like to go by semesters because of school. So sometime last semester in fall, sometime during September to December, I had hit this rut where I wasn't moving up in followers at all. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was playing my games. I was doing it great. I was having a good time with it. I started getting more serious with it again, which is where you see me now. Like, I just got back to my normal self and got really competitive.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of hit me where I was all like, what am I doing wrong? I haven't changed myself. And then I thought about it like, should I? But that goes against my very nature as a person. And I feel people get caught into that, into how can I change myself to appeal to other people? And I feel like that's when it starts taking a huge toll on people's doubts.
Yeah.
And when I realized I wasn't going to do that, that's when I got over it again. I got over it and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take it as it comes. So it's just it's a hill and plateau type of basis. I mean, you go up, you come down. What goes up must come down. What goes down, you can only go down so far until you have to go back up.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of how I'm taking it, as much as it comes. I enjoy it though. Like I don't have any doubts right now, or but I feel every now and then you're gonna hit them. But
it happens a lot more frequently. And then there's just that one day, like you just get like so many followers, or you get like tons of interaction in chat, and like it just builds you back up. Like, this is why I do that. This is why.
And then you get an expectation it's gonna be like that again, and then it gets hit where it's like, love me. What am I doing?
Yeah, it happens a lot. It really does.
Yeah.
It's frustrating just the way that this can be. But I always tell myself like I can't expect anybody and everybody to just drop what they're doing and be in my channel all the time. Especially myself,
Yeah.
I've struggled with consistency. Like I'll do a week straight perfectly on time. People know when I show up, and then the next week I'm like something comes up, and I'm just like, or I just have one of those moods like, man, I don't really feel like going live. Like I just feel like relaxing. I
Yeah.
just feel like playing a game. I don't really feel like streaming right now. So it's really tough. That's
And I see that a lot, like on Twitter, like when people were all like, one of the streamers are like, I'm not feeling really good today, so I'm not gonna stream. And I'm like, you don't owe anybody. Like, you get to this. I've noticed that a lot of people get to this mentality of feeling like they owe other people things, like because they donated, because it this, that, and the other. I said the only thing you owe them is yourself. When you're streaming, when you're not streaming, you don't owe anybody, you don't owe anybody anything now, but you could be appreciative. And I get it, like, when people are all like, well, like, let them know that you're not going to be on. I get that, but you don't owe them the reasons why you can't make it to appeal to them.
yeah.
I feel like those are very personal, and you shouldn't have to bring it up. You shouldn't have to tell people I'm having a bad day. I became vocal. I'm vocal in when I'm not having a good day, not all the time, but you did see on Twitter on that one time where I was, and I don't say much into it. But even my boyfriend, he was like, "Do you want to stream?" And I was like, "No, I don't. I don't really want to talk to people. I'm not in that mindset to be able to talk." He's like, "I think it might make you feel a little better to be surrounded by people right now, though." And I did it, and in some way it did kind of numb what was going on.
Mhm.
And that makes sense, like, if that does help you. But if it doesn't help you and you feel like you can't talk to anybody, then you don't owe people an explanation. It's just that I don't feel like I can do it today. I'll see you next time.
Yeah.
This is when I'll be on next. But
Yeah,
that's
you don't want to
another.
force it because then you're going to be in a bad mood. You're not going to really enjoy what you're doing, and then people are going to see that. I'm like, why the fuck am I watching her right now? She's just in a
Yeah.
grumpy mood. She doesn't want to interact with me, and then you're going to lose the following. You're either it's probably better for yourself and your community not just take the day off, if not
Yeah,
force
for sure.
yourself. Because yeah, I've definitely been
I
in
was
that
in a bad
position.
mood a few days ago, but that's because the damn games were pissing me off. It had nothing to do with anybody else. It was because the
Yeah,
games.
yeah, I know that feeling too. Yo, Noob, thank you for those biddies, man. I appreciate you, my guy, coming in with this hits, bro. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things for sure. It's you definitely have to make the smart decision. Is this a good thing for me to stream right now, or
Yeah.
take a mental health day and just come back the next day in a better mood.
Which we can go into a little bit, but yeah. 100%.
What do you think is the best advice you could give other streamers now that you've been in this game for about a year, and and struggling in the beginning to now, building your community? What is the best advice you can give somebody?
I'm kind of directing this at one of my friends. I've told him this before. He's now on Facebook Gaming. He's very new to it. 2 things. 1, don't go into it for the money. No, 3 things. 1, don't go into it for the money. 2, don't go into it saying, I'm going to make this a career, because both of those things can unsatisfy you really quickly. And it will drag your mental health very much. Not everything happens overnight, and that's the biggest reasons as to why. Some people do get lucky and some people don't. And if you don't, that's why you don't focus on that when you're starting. Don't do it. But the third one, don't play anything that you didn't go in wanting to play in the beginning on your own. Don't stream something that you're not necessarily wanting to play. If you can't play it on your off time and you're only playing it for your stream, are you playing it because you enjoy it? Because that radiates.
Yeah.
That radiates a lot as to if you're not enjoying it at all. You can go and you can try one, but I've seen so many times from people that they'd be like, "Oh, well, this is getting a lot of views, so I'm gonna play it." And it's like, why do you want to play it? People are going to want to see you enjoy yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not enjoying the game, you can start it and try it, but if you're not enjoying the game, don't continue it. Switch to something else.
Yeah.
Because just because, you know, people are going to watch these people play those games for a reason. So if you really love a game, you don't, I feel like you can love games and not stream it, but I also feel that there are games that you should stream that you do love because, like I said, with radiation, it is going to radiate. It is going to show that you really, really do enjoy and you love this, and people are going to like that you like it, you
Yeah.
know?
Exactly.
And those are my biggest things that I've noticed.
I completely agree for sure. You know, they want to see you have fun and not just play it just to play it, just to try to get follows or views or whatever. It's just you have, you know, you have to be smart with it. You know, play what you enjoy for sure. So, I want to bring something on screen. We're gonna watch something.
Oh God, what did I do?
This is where it gets fun. Let's see.
See, you're lucky you don't wear eyeliner. My eyes itching so bad on my head.
My God.
Right there. I know nobody cares, but I care, and I can't scratch.
I just wanted to go in some clips to bring up some of your content and either laugh
Oh
or look
my
at some good stuff. All right, hold on. It's just not muted. It is muted.
Benefits of being a male.
Hey, some males pull off eyeliner really well.
It's really sad when they pull it off better than I do.
All right, this is a jump scare apparently from. Oops.
Oh, excuse my language ahead of time.
No,
I
it's all right.
not.
We love the clips.
Fucking piece of shit! I hate it. God! I didn't even pay half attention, but Jesus Christ, the part of it that I did compared to 200, but... Fucking piece...
I hated those freaking jump scares in Call of Duty.
What did I say? I couldn't hear it. What did I say? I said something about ass.
No, you just said fucking piece of shit.
Oh my god.
That was during the Halloween event.
I think Stormy just did one of me. It's one of the most recent. It was me playing Little Nightmares. And I was asking her not to leave the chat. I was like, "Do you really have to leave?" And the minute she said yes, I was like, "Ah!" It was great.
There's one by Switch. Okay. Do you really have to leave? Here it is.
Do you have to leave like right now? Look at all these pancakes. I mean, do you really have to go like now? Jesus Christ!
Oh my God. What is that thing?
Oh my God!
He legit sounded super scared.
It scared me.
That's the final boss in the game?
Yeah, and the first one it is, yeah. And then she didn't scare me anymore, and I just wanted to kill her. I was like, die.
You gotta look at this. This is a... Yo, Adam, thank you for the follow, brother.
I'm not doing this again.
This is clipped by Switch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm doing it again. Oh, ew. Fucking, come here. Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. Yeah, there's another one. Just kidding. Go away, go away, go away, go away. They're so ugly. Oh my God, get away. Those eggs are so ugly. Alright, she totally almost fell off the thing again.
I think these are the best. These are the best clips for sure.
I hated those things. They're so gross.
Let me see. I'm going back to the all-time ones. I know I've gotten some really good ones too. What? Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah, that's the one that you clipped.
Yeah. I'm flexing my clips because my clips are the best, by the way.
Oh, someone so fast.
He's in the building.
You basically team wipe, yeah. You got a whole team wipe by yourself.
How much I've progressed, like to see where I was back then and to where I'm at right now. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. I'm like, girl.
find. Is there any other ones that you want to share? Wait, what is this? What's your flavored wing?
I don't know. Some people have clipped some things that like I'm
So
just
comfortable with,
talking,
like,
you know what I mean?
Why
Like,
did you clip
it's just,
that?
So if we're talking on a normal day,
I
a
think I'm
normal
just
basis,
talking
because I know how you are, and I know the joking style and stuff like that. I don't take it seriously, but I do also know that respect for
This is one of the things you talked about
for
earlier.
anybody else who would like
Checking
see
somebody in your
me
chat.
or hear or whatever else. I don't want them to get uncomfortable. But I mean, it's just the same thing. I mean, it's just because like with my stream, like I do want people to.
I don't know. I feel like we missed the context of that clip. I feel like you were talking about something else. Like maybe it's somebody, yeah. Maybe somebody was like being rude.
I have
Never mind.
There was another one I was looking for. I should have just saved it. There was another funny. I really want to find the one you were like, I think you were tipsy. I know. And I clipped it and I can't freaking find it. I wish I could find clips that I made because I make the best one.
I know. You've made a lot of them. I don't know why they're not showing up.
Oh, this is it.
Say it again. Just give me one, bro.
I can't, bro. What's up, bro?
Disgusting.
How you doing,
It's
bro?
just disgusting.
How you doing, bro? You wanna go fuck what's up, dudes, bro?
It's just fucking gross.
That's your girlfriend.
Alright, well,
And that's your best friend.
Because Gary was making
Say it again.
he was making fun of the way you said bro. I don't even remember if you were tipsy in that clip or not.
Oh my God, I don't think so. That's the sad part.
That is sad. Never mind. I take that back. I thought you were tipsy, but you were not.
Yeah, no, I was definitely so hard in that one. He was just being a smart ass, so I was like, okay. Oh.
And now we're gonna go through your Instagram.
Oh.
You have some TikToks in here, right?
That was my whole sniper compilation I made when I first got a TikTok.
But drip is what I do. And one of these days
I'm gonna mute. I'm sorry. That's like way too loud. Sniper compilation that you put on TikTok. Can y'all see this? It's kind of small in my screen, so I don't know.
You can see it.
Okay. So this is like what early game when the game first came out, or no? Some of them were.
Yeah, it's when whenever I first started streaming actually. So this was a lot of these were summer clips, so last summer.
Okay. Ooh, off the quad. These are on TikTok. Was it your TikTok's the same thing, right? The Houston Phoenix?
Yeah.
Okay. So follow her on TikTok if you can, guys. Damn. This one.
Oh, this was
Oh my god. He's like chasing this dude in the gas.
this one everybody's like, why are you running 2 ARs like on comments? And I'm like, mind your business.
Oh, that was the infamous
Yeah, that was
one.
the- Yeah.
You had people commenting and
I ignored it. I was like, mind your business.
well, then now, like, I feel like the meta is to run 2 ARs. Like, people love using the AUG, and
See?
yeah, I know one of my buddies. He streams a lot of Call of Duty. He runs AUG and AR. I don't know which one.
Look at this. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is why the end of this clip made me so mad. Watch. I thought I still had a gas mask, but
Pulls the self-res off.
and then
Oh my god! And then dies on the edge.
I had life
Oh.
left that if I literally, and that's what made me so mad is because like I was watching and my life, I was still at 25%. And so I was like, dude, or at least 15. But I was
Yeah.
like, I just need to play. Let me play. Oh, and yeah, and then the next one is just like a really quick we jumped into a
Just deathmatch, right?
Yeah, but then they were all sniping, so I was like, oh, okay, my turn. This is probably my favorite one that I did.
I wish I could hold on. I wonder if I can adjust the volume just on this page because it was like.
There's no
That last headshot was disgusting. Oh my god. That was crazy.
I still need to make some more videos, but
It's tough. Like, you have to have like real dedication to go through your clips and like edit everything, because I'm the same way. Like, man, I have some amazing clips on my Xbox, but then like I don't feel like editing. I don't feel like doing it. Can somebody else do it for me?
yeah, and that's the thing is like I get to the point where I'm like, I have good games, but what am I gonna make content of? Like every single time I have a good game, I'm just gonna have like where do I clip this? Like it's frustrating.
That's why I like getting the other clips. Like when you're just acting silly or you're doing something else other than gaming, I like to clip that stuff too. Because you're not just about gaming and being like a badass Call of Duty player. You're also about making people laugh and having a good time too.
I mean,
yeah, bro. That's why I was.
keep that, bro.
That's how I was dying. When I was like, "What is she doing right now?" What y'all don't understand about that clip is that she had been going on forever doing that, and I just barely caught the end of that, and I clipped it. That was the end y'all saw because she was doing it for like a whole game. I swear, she was doing that, making fun of Garrett.
Because I said bro, and apparently he thought I said boo.
Yo, Chrissy, how you doing? But yeah, it was. That's why I get into other stuff. I don't want to just clip, the gameplay. You have to get the other stuff that's involved as well. So
yeah,
I love the funny clips. I'd rather have like a really super duper funny clip than me just popping off and getting 20 kills or something like that. I feel like I enjoy that content versus, I feel good about myself when I do get a good sniper kill, but I'd rather make somebody laugh. Like, oh shit, that was a badass kill. Oh.
I'm just myself, and people laugh at me, and I don't know if I should take that offensively or if I should take it normally. So I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll just be myself. I know I said that really fast. I talk fast. I'm sorry, but what I said in a normal person, I'm just myself, and people laugh, and I don't know if I should take that offensively or if I should enjoy it. So
No.
I do both.
Just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy the
I'm
content.
just kidding. Okay.
Before I get to the last couple of questions, guys, if anybody has questions for Houston Phoenix, feel free. Anything about her content or just her personal life in general, if you want to know about, she loves talking about her profession or her I guess ongoing career in nursing and stuff like that. So if any questions about her personal life, or as long as it's not too abrasive or anything like that, I'm sure she'll feel free to answer anything you got for her. But I'm gonna give her another shout out. Make sure you're dropping a follow for her if you haven't already. Links are all over the place. She has Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Am I missing anything else as far as socials?
No. My Discord is the same. That's all of it, so.
Discord's in her about me. I think you have a link in there, right? Yeah. But yeah, check her out if you haven't already. She's an awesome person. If you can't tell already, we've given you a million reasons to go follow her. Make sure you check her out, hang out with her, especially if a late night. She's a late night streamer.
I'm trying to get some days in there, but
I think come summertime, you'll have like a little bit more free time.
I have a little.
Maybe. All right. So these are just fun questions. You don't have to like stress about these. This is like if this or that. Or let me ask you this before I even get started with my first question. Are you a Pokemon fan? Because I don't know if I've ever seen you play Pokemon.
I like Pokemon, but I'm not a Pokemon fan. So there's a lot
Okay.
that I don't know.
Did you play any of like at least the first one?
Mm-mm.
Rip.
I like the TV show growing up. But...
Okay, well then let me ask you. At least you watched the show. Who would be your starter Pokemon if you had Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle? Who's your starter?
Charmander.
Okay. At least you can answer that. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Even though I would pick Squirtle, I'm a huge Squirtle fan.
I think I love all of them. Like, but Charmander. Yeah.
All right. Pokemon is life. I agree, Chrissy. I agree.
Sorry.
Marvel or DC?
DC.
All day. Obviously, you need to talk about that painting behind you. Oh, you got two of them. Two paintings behind you.
Yep,
Heath.
the Joker and Harley Quinn.
Yes. Heath Ledger, the best Joker ever.
Yeah, I honestly think that Joaquin Phoenix did a really good job portraying the unseen, side and what could be the other version as to how he became, because the Joker was never given an actual backstory, which I feel like he deserves, and this could be a backstory, but Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix, definitely. I honestly think they're both equally amazing at doing what they did in two different versions of him.
Yeah, I'm curious about what they're gonna do with Justice League. Like, they're bringing are they bringing what's his face? I've seen snippets of it. I haven't sat there and actually watched it.
So Ben Affleck's doing for Justice League, the one coming out. Ben Affleck's Batman, and I honestly really enjoyed him as Batman.
Yeah,
I really think he did an amazing job. I'm not a huge fan of Christian Bale, but we grew up on him, so it was kind of one of those things.
I actually, if I had to choose, I really like the Christian Bale Batman.
I like him, but I think Ben Affleck just did a better job.
I didn't when I first heard Ben Affleck was going to be Batman, I didn't approve of it, but after seeing the movie, it's like, okay, he did a good job.
He did a great job.
Yeah.
And then
and my man got swole. My man got ripped for that movie. Yeah. God dang.
But I also grew up having a huge crush on Ben Affleck, so I was kind of happy when he meet him. And then same thing with Robert Pattinson. I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna go.
I don't know.
But it might be really well. It might not. I think that the Suicide Squad was the worst rendition of anybody for DC. I think that was the worst movie I've ever seen.
I like Will Smith, and I'm kind of sad that he's not gonna.
That he did Deadshot. He was great, and I was sad that he's not doing it either. But I didn't like that people fantasized the love that the fake love story between Harley Quinn and the Joker. I don't like that. I don't like that at all, because that's not what happened, and they weren't lovey-dovey. He was very abusive. He's my favorite villain, but when it comes to them two, he was very just. I didn't like him, but I loved her because she was always the power of all of it,
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. Oh, the hype. Oh.
The hype, the super hype. Yo, Generic, thank you so much for the raid. Oh my god.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Hello.
Generic. There's some awesome streamers, guys. Oh my god. I actually know them in IRL as well.
Crazy.
Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate the raid. Holy shit. My lovely friends. My beautiful friends right there.
Hello, thank you.
Thank you guys for coming in. Let's go.
You want to talk about mental health? No.
We've been just here chatting it up. Thank you guys. Thank you so much, Generic. Guys, make sure you follow Generic Live if you haven't already. Please show him some love. Awesome people. Amazing people. Hype. I love the emotes too. God.
I know, I do too. What's the third?
Thank you guys for the follows. VVCA. Broken. I don't know how to say that. I'm just gonna call you Broken. I apologize if I don't know how to say your name. Nash and Kultira Misu. I felt like I tortured that name as well. Thank you guys so much for the follows. I really appreciate it. I hope you had an awesome stream, Generic. Thank you so much, guys. Amazing people. Amazing. Beautiful people. And beautiful doggos, too. Thank you, guys. I know that we're playing... Y'all had to have been playing some World of Warcraft, because they've been killing it. They've been killing it on World of Warcraft lately. Nalise? Well, thank you for the follow as well. Say Nina or Broken. Eric, don't get this either, but passed up. But he has a pass to call me Nina. Okay. I'll call you Nina. That's easier for me to say. I feel like that's more personal than just call you Broken. I feel like Broken is like a bad thing to call you. I would definitely call you Nina. Thank you guys so much. I am in the middle of the Dog Squad Showcase interviewing the Houston Phoenix. We've been talking about this. I had the pleasure of interviewing Generic live back on Mixer, and that was a lot of fun. That was so much fun. You're broken, so I'm not gonna call you broken. Nina is a lot better for me to say. Awesome. Yeah, we were talking about Marvel and DC, and Houston Phoenix is one of the few people that I've ever say agree DC over Marvel. Do you just not enjoy the Marvel universe, or is it just
No, I love MCU.
Okay,
I do. I like the more realism that DC gives than the Marvel gives.
Yeah.
I've always kind of liked the darker stories than I have the happy-go-lucky.
Yeah, true. By the way, if my German 5 minutes. Wait. I don't know. I can't read that message. I'm confused right now. It's okay. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No.
What? Absolutely, like not? Oh, you are German. Okay. No pineapple on pizza.
No.
Why not?
Because no.
Have you actually tried it though?
No.
Oh my god! You can't even say anything. You haven't even tried it yet.
Okay, so one, I don't like ham, so maybe pineapple and pepperoni. I don't know.
Pepperoni would be okay.
No.
Just no.
Just no. So pineapple on its own, yes. I put like jalapenos and black olives on mine.
That actually, I mean, dude, if you put like something spicy and sweet, like some jalapenos and pineapple, I think you would actually enjoy it. Do not knock it until you try it. See?
No.
Tiramisu knows what I'm saying. Cold tiramisu knows what I'm saying. Pineapple and jalapeno actually goes really well together. And I don't even like spicy food. But if you put pineapple and jalapeno together, it's so damn good.
I like tart foods and I like spicy foods. I'm not a huge sweets person. So even though pineapples are tart, some people like them better sweet. I just Nope.
You're missing
Do you
out.
do hot sauce and popcorn? Oh yeah, you don't like spicy.
Yeah, I'm not really much of a spicy. I would try it. I wouldn't say no to it. I'll be willing to try it. I'm always like, I hate seafood, but I'm willing to try it just to say I've tried it and that's it. Like if it doesn't fit me, then I won't ever eat it again. But
and that's why you live in San Antonio, not Houston.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm more of an inland person. I hate seafood.
Same, Salachi. Same.
I hate
love seafood. And I love Cajun food, and I miss crawfish and gumbo and all of it. All of it.
We were at a crawfish boil yesterday, and I was like, nope. I'm good. We ate before we went over to the crawfish boil.
It's looking at me.
I had some chicken wings.
Oh, there you go.
I was like, y'all can enjoy it. I'm not gonna touch that stuff at all. It's like you're eating a bug. Sushi and shrimp. There's certain sushis I can eat, like the tempura stuff, because it's like fried. I can mess with that a little bit, but if it tastes like fish, if it tastes like fish, if I taste that fishy taste, I will not eat it. And shrimp is okay if it's like fried. It has to be fried, basically.
Okay, see, shrimp I can do raw. I can do cold shrimp. I love shrimp.
Oysters and clams look disgusting. Like I've heard people say like it tastes like mocos, like it tastes like boogers.
Mm-hmm. You're swallowing a moco. That's why they call you mocoso. If you eat it, it's gross.
Yeah, that does not look good at all. Can't do it. Yo, Ben, I do have a beard.
Badass.
It's looking nice. It's looking nice. This is a tough question for people to answer. If you had to watch, I know I love to answer. I love these tough questions. If you had to watch one movie for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas?
Mm-hmm.
That's a long ass movie.
But that was quick.
It was quick.
That's how you know that.
People have thought about like taking their time with that. Goodfellas is a good movie though. I'm okay with that one. I really am.
Ever since I was younger, all I wanted to ever be was a
Gangsta.
gangster.
That's a good movie. Do you have a favorite guilty pleasure?
Dr. Pepper. Well, that's more of an addiction, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know. So we're gonna say like a negative guilty pleasure, or like
It can be negative or positive, whatever.
this one's harder than the other one.
Because people don't think about it very often. Like to you, it's like
No.
it's a good thing, but to other people, like, yeah, like why do you do that? Or yeah, it could be streaming.
Okay. Anything. This is gonna sound weird because I'm bringing it. It comes down to food because it's the only thing I can think of. But anything with hot sauce and anything with Dr. Pepper. So I've got. I guess my guilty pleasure is very, very, very spicy foods. Eating spicy foods. Like I will go places and Thai food for if you want to say. I don't find Thai food that spicy. I have a very high spicy tolerance. So when they give you the levels, I usually say level 5. And they're like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Just give it to me, please." Yes. And then, but like, I like really spicy foods, and I hate myself after. Don't get me wrong.
Oh my God.
I do hate myself after, but that would probably be my biggest guilty pleasure is enjoying it so much, knowing that it's not going to end well.
Yeah.
But it tastes so good, so I'm just like, like his
Tastes
mom
fine going
actually
in,
for
yeah.
Christmas- Yes, his mom for Christmas actually got me like these Hell's Kitchen hot sauce bottles, and then bought me another thing of hot sauce as well, like hot sauce around the world kind of thing, like global hot sauce. And one of the things from the Hell's Kitchen was the Carolina Reaper, and I would use that on my hot sauce, on my popcorn. And so I'd like dab it on my popcorn, and then have pickles, and I have issues.
Oh my God, your stomach must hate you.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing to me?
It does. Garrett's like, "Don't talk to me for the next hour." Like, okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's me.
Well, at least you know. Yeah. Dr. Pepper's still good too. I agree with that. Love me some Dr. Pepper.
I need to stop. Really gotta stop.
Popcorn with Carolina Reaper hot sauce. Yes, Ben. That's what you heard. That is what you. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Of course.
I appreciate it. Oh, let me, before I even start to end it, do you have any questions for me? I like to ask people, do you have any questions for me? Turn it around a little bit, turn the tables. How the turntables.
I'm gonna ask you, just because it's something that I focus on a lot. I have probably about 2-3 questions, but
Okay. Shoot.
Because I am so serious in mental health. How have you been mentally, I guess you can say, for the past few years, your highs and your lows with streaming? How have you found yourself overcoming it, and why did you even get into that rut to begin with?
A lot of it's like self-harm. Like you said, you kind of like criticize yourself. Like, am I doing the right thing? You know, there's days where like you said, there's a lot of valleys and canyons at the time, because a lot of stuff, like one day you'll do one thing and it's like completely working. You'll have like a whole bunch of people come in. You have a great stream, you know, people are popping off in chat, you're getting follows, you're getting hosts, you know, what, so on and so forth. And then you'll do the same exact thing the next day and it's just completely dead. And you can't explain why. So it really punches you in the gut, because you're like, is this something, was it a shirt that I was wearing yesterday that everybody just brought in? Or was it a hat? Or did I look great and then the next day I just looked fucking tired or something? Yeah. You know, you pick at yourself and like, what am I doing wrong? But it's just like, you really have to like sit down and like think about it. It's like, you can't have everybody there for you. They're not going to be there for every day. They'll try to make do the best they can, just come and support you and hang out with you, even if it's just a line or a lurk. You know, just to pop in and say hi, like, hey, I'm at work, I can't really chat, or I'm taking my daughter to a softball game or something. Something just in their personal lives where they can't come and hang out with you. So you really have to sit there and tell yourself it's not anybody's fault. It's just the way it is, just life in general. And don't beat yourself up for it. You'll have those days where the next day it could pop off again, and you don't know. You can't really expect anything, once you've established yourself in your community where you're getting 50 views or to 100 and stuff like that. I tell people, even tell myself all the time, there's certain things when people start off, it's really hard to go from 0 to 1. viewer. It's super hard. Once you get to one, I think it's once you get to one, it's easy to get 5, and then you have to like look at these small little goals and just be proud of that, like getting from 5 viewers to 10 viewers, and then 10 to 20. I feel like the 21, that once you get to 20, it's really hard to break that barrier. You really have to build your community, and you have to work so much to get from 20 to 40 and to 50, and then like it's just really tough. There's a lot of stuff you have to do behind the scenes to build your community and be active and be consistent. That's why I tell myself all the time, be consistent. But it's just so hard. It really is.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I understand it, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
100%. What's your best way to relieve your stress? Or when you're overwhelmed and you feel like nothing's going to help, what's the one thing you always find yourself doing?
Like overwhelmed with life or streaming?
Just overwhelmed in general, like to where you feel like you're just having that moment of being overwhelmed with everything around you. And
I would say gaming has been my fallback every time. Now, it doesn't even have to be streaming. It's just sitting and playing a game in general, to just like getting out of like getting myself out of reality and sucking myself into a game. There's always like games that I can just relax with, and I know what a game I need to play in a certain mood. Like if I want to be competitive, if like shooting people, I'll go play Apex or PUBG. Or if I just feel like relaxing, I can play The Sims or something like that. Where it's not competitive. I'm just
by yourself.
by myself. Yeah, I don't have to worry about anybody else. I feel like I have a game for every mood that I'm in.
Yeah, I can see that. That and what are... I'll probably state mine after yours because it just came to me. That's all like, what is your goal for... one, do you have a goal? And two, 3 questions in one. Do you have a goal? Was it the same when you first started? And are you on the track of getting there as of now? Hard question.
I mean, yeah, well, like with Mixer, it was to get a partner, and I achieved that, and it was awesome. It was a great feeling to get a partner on a platform, even if it wasn't as big as Twitch. It was still something I felt like not just me. It feels, it sounds like selfish, but I know it was with the help of tons of other people as well. But I was able to get that and get to the that mountaintop, I guess, for a second, even if it was just for like 2 months. But it felt great, but it showed me that I can do it if I really put my mind to it, and if I really put all my efforts into it. I know I can get a partner. It's gonna be super hard to do it on Twitch. It's a lot harder on Twitch, but it's achievable. It's not something out of my realm that I can't do if I really wanted to.
Yeah,
but since the downfall of Mixer, I took a huge step back, and it sucked because you were on, like I said, I was on the mountaintop, and go from the mountaintop to being a peasant, and or just a super small fish in the ocean.
I'm a peasant. Leave me alone.
Just Twitch is just so massive, and you know how difficult it is to be discovered and to build a community. So, it's just right now I'm not really looking at focusing on becoming a partner. I'm just doing it just to have fun. And now that I've got this coming back to showcase, I can have more fun with it and just do what I really enjoy is just talking to people. So,
yeah.
I would like the show to be successful. If anything, I want to keep continuing to bring more and more content creators to the show and just talk about them, and just have fun with it. Try to help people out and discuss certain topics about gaming and personal life and streaming and stuff like that. So that's what I want to do. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean to get partnered, although that would be nice. I'm not gonna say no, but I just want to have fun with it. Basically, right now, I'm not really taking it as serious as I did.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier. Even with me on it too, like the stuff behind the scenes that I'm doing a lot, and some of Ascension, some of our group knows, and some of them a lot don't though. But I'm really, really, really working at. I've read into so much of it. I'm really trying to get into esports for Call of Duty, and doing that is just like doing the Twitch, doing all of it on my own. It's hard. And but that's what I wanted to do, and that's literally what I'm hoping to goal wise is being discovered with my Call of Duty, being discovered with, well, mainly Warzone. I can't even say Call of Duty because it's like two separate things now.
Yeah.
But being discovered with, you know, my abilities on Warzone, and you know, playing at a competitive level and doing all that other stuff. Is something that I do want to do. I do want to be discovered with it. I do eventually want to get partnered, but that's probably I'm not gonna be able to put in for partner until I'm already starting my career with nursing, so I can have the time to not focus on school and focus on that. Everything's gonna come in time.
Yep.
So, but I get that. I get that 100%. I'm glad that you found an outlet, and for us, it's just games. Like,
that's been an outlet for like ever since I can remember. Because I mean, like I said, starting very young until playing Game Boys and Super Nintendos and stuff like that. Like it's always been like just my go-to to get escape from the real life and do something else. You know, it has interfered and it has continued to interfere. You know, with personal stuff, but I feel like with the help of my wife, you know, even if she has to, you know, punch me in the neck and tell me to come back to real life, you know, it's she knows it can be good for me. It's good for my mental health, even if I'm screaming at FIFA. She understands and she's very understanding of what I do, but you know, it's just a part of my life, and you know, I can't really just turn away from gaming. It'd be really hard to be honest.
Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. Like even if streaming's not there, as long as you're playing video games, it's a different type of like external reliever, I guess you can say. It's an external stimuli. It stimulates our brain in a different way than it would somebody else, and that's totally fine. Remember, your mental health is very important. Everybody, your mental health is extremely important. And as I said earlier, you don't owe anybody anything. You don't owe anybody in this world anything besides yourself. You can give and you can receive, and you can be very compassionate and very loving and very appreciative, but at the end of the day, the only person you owe anything to is yourself. So take your time, play your games, lay on your bed and stare at the damn ceiling if you have to, but just make it out, because that's what matters, is that you make it out. Doesn't matter how, just make it out. So I can definitely get that 100%. And you're at what? How many? You're like 1,100 followers. You're like over here famous.
We're getting there.
But
We're definitely getting there. Yeah.
We're getting there. Yes.
And I appreciate everybody. Now, like I said, just people hanging out and just dropping a line, or if it's a lurk or something like that. You know, the raids. Oh my god, freaking raids, bro. Y'all are crazy.
That's awesome. I'm so glad you got that too.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Before we leave, do you want to let everybody know where they can find you?
Yes, you can find me on all the platforms that he actually has me on the Twitch, on the Instagram, the TikTok is the Houston Phoenix, and so is my Instagram. However, the Twitter, it's a little weird. It wouldn't let me put in the whole thing, but it's Houston Phoenix 3. I don't know why. I tried fighting Twitter about it, but it won't work. So, but yeah, there's that one. And then I'm honestly planning on doing if I'm allowed to say it, I think I'm allowed to say this, but I'm planning on starting like how you're doing this. Like I'm not gonna take away from yours at all. I want to do more of a probably like an hour and a half of me and whoever wants to come in, and us doing like kind of not like a talk show, but we come in and we're just talking about like what's going on in our personal lives. Nothing that's too personal, that's uncomfortable to them, but something to help people know that we are still very much real. You know, and I've said this, I sound like a broken record, but definitely mental health is going to be talked about every single time, at least for, 30 minutes, just to get people understanding that you are normal, regardless of what society tries to say. You're very normal. And then I'm thinking about having that and having like a Q&A while it goes, and we're all answering the questions, but kind of like, you know how they do like on talk shows or whatever, they do like the caller ask this question, so how would you answer it kind of thing. And so they ask just whatever question, but I want to have it as an anonymous box that I send the link up and people can just ask anonymously, and it doesn't have to go, nobody has to know who you are.
Yeah.
But can ask this question, and me and whoever's with me can just answer. Like, this is what we think, or this is how we would go about it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't want to ask, and I feel an outlet in some way, shape, or form would be good. So I'm gonna start doing that at least once a week, and that's the one thing I won't miss. Even if I don't stream games, which is really weird if I'm not on Warzone, but even if I'm not streaming anything, I am gonna make that a thing to do once a week, every week.
Yeah,
Is going to be something like that. I think it'll really help people in general, just to kind of get things off their chest, kind of stuff. But
for sure.
yeah.
Ben, go ahead, go over the question, bro. And then Solasi said that there was an app called Telenom for people that want to ask anonymous. For sure.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna use that then. If that's the website, we got the website.
Yeah,
Thank you so
I know there's definitely like situations where people will feel uncomfortable, like, you know, this is going on in my life, I don't know who to ask, or maybe just even just asking for a different perspective on what the situation. That's all you need to hear. Like, you need to hear somebody else's perspective, or, you know, somebody's like not non-biased, or, you know.
Yes, exactly. Very non-biased. Somebody who doesn't know you. It's not personal. I'm not a judgmental person. I mean, I'm not a judgmental person, so I'm just like, well, just ask me. When it comes to stuff like that, like, everybody's stupid. I'll call myself stupid. I'm like, oh yeah, that was stupid, you know, like whatever. But nothing that's like serious. I'm not gonna downplay somebody or down them. But I will say also with medical, there's a lot of medical questions you can ask. I will not diagnose you. I will not say any type of diagnosis. You can ask me psychological questions, because psychology and nursing stuff that I can't answer without diagnosing, because I'm not allowed to do that anyway. So, yeah, I really want to do that.
Yeah, you're not doctors. You know, if you want to seek professional help, you go out there and get it. If you want a diagnosis, go ahead and get it.
But I can tell you everything I know from studies, and that's it. And I love my research. So, Ben, thanks. I'm very big on mental health myself. Am I answering this question?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead if you want. If you're comfortable with answering, I don't care.
Easiest way I can say, I've been battling with anxiety since I was 7. I was very young when that started happening. I started having recurrent episodes on a daily, and so I've been dealing with that. I've been dealing with clinical anxiety since I was, like I said, 7. So that's, how old am I? Almost 20 years. That's been 19 years that I've been dealing with this. So I get it. And then I ended up getting its sister symptom that wanted to come up around the time I was 15. I ended up having to deal with depression, and my depression can be very severe. So yeah, but those happen. My depression, thank God, happens in episodes, with and without trigger, just like my anxiety. So I've dealt with both. I've overcame a lot of battles that I didn't think I would. And, you know, whether that's internally or externally, you know, I think the worst times that happen is I'll be sitting there and I'll be smiling, laughing, and everything's great. And then out of nowhere, I'm in the most positive stimulated environment. And next thing you know, I am just on the verge of just completely not wanting to think I should be there in any state or form, because, and I don't know why. It's very much a chemical imbalance that I can't help. I've dealt with it for so long that I don't think, with my anxiety, I'm never gonna get on medication for that. That doesn't even seem like a thing to me anymore, because I've dealt with it for so long. The depression does get, when the episodes happen, I feel like, oh my God, I need to be on something, like, help this go away. But then when I overcome it, when I do push past it, because the only person that can help me push past it is myself. I had to have the will to want to, and even when I don't feel like I do, I know that I do. So I'll push myself. I'll get past it. I'm here, obviously. And I have my mom to live for, my brother to live for. I would never, you know, that's my biggest things. I would never leave them. I couldn't do that. I wouldn't do something that would hurt them. And then I have a positive outlook again. Once I'm over all of it, I'm like, damn, you did well. You did good. You got past that. You didn't think you would, and now look at yourself. Mm-hmm. And then I don't even think about getting help anymore, because I'm all like, I'm good. And then it hits again, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I was just okay. I like the minor ones, the ones that don't last long. I've had some that lasted. You actually met me when I was, I think, ending my longest episode. It was going on for about 1 year and 7 months. And people really didn't know besides Jennifer at the time and my mom, but that one was the hardest and the longest, and I can't even tell you what started any of it, because it happened a while back, like years ago. And so,
well, it's good you can't remember what it was. I
I'm
mean,
here.
obviously, yeah, you're still here and you've gone past it. You've fought through it and you survived it.
Yeah, of course. So, but yeah, I do. You seem a very confident person, though. I worked at it. It's work. It's a lot of personal work. Severe anxiety, severe depression, borderline, BPD. So I get how it is. Just remember that you're not alone. Exactly. And you're not alone. And nobody is alone. Even though we feel like it, you're not. And I'm glad that you know that.
We can definitely be our worst enemies. And we can be so critical to ourselves and all the time. Believe me, it's really tough.
We actually are. And that's why I was like, you don't owe anybody in this world besides yourself something. You owe it to yourself. So, yeah, of course. I don't mind.
Awesome.
I just don't talk about it all the time. It's not like I'm not like it's not like a tattoo on my forehead, I promise. But yeah.
For sure. All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate everybody being here and tuning in for this interview. I hope you all had a blast. And thank you again, Houston Phoenix, for doing this for me.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed
awesome.
it a lot.
I hope you did. And I hope you weren't as nervous. I hope you got to calm down. It's not as bad as you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad, no. I talk a lot, so.
Hey, that's perfect. It makes it easier for me. Zeus with the sub. Thank you, brother. Sheesh.
Nice.
Sheesh.
9 months in a row. Okay, Dylan.
Yeah, no, he's flexing. Yo, thank you, brother.
Okay, I do have a quick question. How are you getting those on your thing? Are you using those through slabs, or are you using it through your thing that you're telling me to start using?
The gift that popped up?
Yeah.
That's through slobs.
That is okay.
Yeah. So I use all my alerts through slobs. I still use it even though I'm streaming on OBS. I still have my alerts set through slobs.
Okay.
And it's just a browser source on my stream.
Do you just download GIFs like off the internet to use?
You can just go to Giphy.com and like they give you like a little link you can just put into. Yeah.
Well, I'm about to have a bunch of these GIFs.
Go ahead, go for it. No worries, Zeus. Take your time, man. Enjoy your time with family for sure. We're wrapping up, so thank you for coming in and dropping the sub, brother. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you again. If anybody's not following Houston Phoenix, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Make sure you drop her a follow. Oh, I don't know how to
Do you know how well I did in this interview? I didn't even cuss. I said like maybe 2 or 3 times. I said damn. I will tell y'all come into my stream. I did really well censoring the cussing. I cuss a lot. You don't like that? I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try my best. But yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes playing Call of Duty or Warzone.
God.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Alrighty, well, have a good rest of your day. Thank you again, and I'll catch you later.
Friend. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you really enjoyed the show. It was an awesome time. I'll definitely try to get this on YouTube ASAP. I'm going to be taking a quick break to use the potty and probably grab some more water, and we'll continue the stream. But if you give me a few minutes, I'll be right back. Thank you guys again.